look at the Golang Swagger API documentation. Uh, Before that, we'll go through these items. We'll look at the what is Swagger and OpenAPI spec basics, and then we'll look at the Swagger editor, and then we'll also look at the frameworks that support the Swagger. And then I have created a Golang REST API server. So for that, I have added the Swagger integration. So we'll look at the API documentation for that project. So now jump into the Swagger API documentation. The Open API API documentation. The Swagger gives the um, REST API specifications. So you can refer the Swagger documentation while creating the REST APIs. So it talks about how the REST API should be and what are the various parameters that we can pass and how do we create the various parameters to the available endpoints. So there are get, post, delete, patch. So basically the CRUD operations. So for those, how do we create the APIs? So the Swagger API documentation talks about that. So there is a Swagger editor. So using the Swagger editor, we can create the REST APIs. Before creating your project, before starting your the REST API server, you can come to the Swagger editor and then you can create the APIs. So this the left side is the editor and right side is the output of the left side code. So this can be created in a YAML or the JSON file. So once you type here, the output will be shown here. For example, I can show this one. So this is the description of the API. So if I remove the catalog, so it get deleted here, you can see. So what you can do is basically you can this is the paths from this section. You can start creating the APIs. This is the API / catalog and then ID of the API. This is the get operation. So this is the description and these are the parameters for it takes. This is the description of the parameter. It says some catalog ID and in path and then there is a requires equal to true and the type is integer and yeah, these are the different options. You can check the documentation and you can give the parameters depending on the requirement. So once you type at the left side, it will create the corresponding result at the right side. So you can see these are the two APIs, the get, another is the get by ID and then the test API / get string by ID and then this is the input that we pass. So you can check the description and the parameters and then the parameter name, description and the ID you can pass. So another thing, so you can see the responses here. So another thing about the Swagger, the UI is that you can directly try out the APIs. So that we will see in the demo. So you can give the ID, the parameter for that API, and then you can click execute. So if you click execute, this will get executed. So with this, I mean, for testing the REST APIs, we were using the Postman client. So here without Postman client, we can execute all the APIs here. This is about the Swagger editor. So once you have this file, either the YAML or the JSON file, so you can see these options. Like you can save the YAML or you can convert to JSON, right? You can import the file. So you can do those operations. And here you have a generate server. So you can look at these are the various frameworks that the Swagger supports. So you can look for the Go server. So if you click here with this the REST APIs, so it will generate the server code. Basically the stubs will be generated. You can start the server and fill up the code. So similarly you can download for any of your framework. Let's say for the Java Play framework, So for these, you can there is the one for PHP, and so there is for Spring. So you can download the server. So similarly, there is a generate client as well. Okay. So this is about the Swagger editor. So these are the various frameworks that supports. So if you look at the Go, because we have created the Go project, so you can look at the Go. So here we have this Go Swagger. So using the Go Swagger library or the package, we are uh, we are adding the API documentation in the Go project, a toolkit to support your API development with Swagger. So this is about the Swagger editor and the frameworks that supports. Now we'll jump into the Golang uh, project that I have created. So created and uploaded the I have created and uploaded the project into the GitLab. So sorry, it's a GitHub. So you can look at the code here. So this is the URL for it: GitHub JPal, Swagger demo, and then this is the path, this is the repo, and so if you look at the demo, so we have the main.go. So main.go is where the execution starts. So this is I already be if you already have the REST API server, you can make changes to get the Swagger documentation. The another way is where you can have the REST API is created, and then you can download the server. So in this, I have created the uh, code on the IDE myself. So it started with the main, and then this is the setup server. So you can see it's listening at port 8091, and I have added only the few APIs for the account. With this understanding, you can extend this for other APIs and different options you can add. So you can categorize, you can group the APIs. So the all the account APIs are grouped here, and you can also have the versioning for the APIs. So I have created the create, update, and the delete. These are the methods of the implementation for these. So this is you need to add this one. Before this, I'll show you the packages that I have used. So controller is the my local package to implement the methods for the APIs. So this one I'll explain after generating the Swagger in it. Uh, so these are this is the GoGin uh, project, the Gin framework for the REST API or the web framework for the Golang. So the Swagger files, Swagger slash files, and then Gin Swaggers. So these two packages are used to generate the Swagger documentation in this project. So this is these are the different annotations that we need to add. Uh, this is the description, the title, version, description. These are about the project specific information. So this is the base path is the slash API slash v1, and the host is the localhost slash 8091. So these annotations you need to add, and then you need to import these packages, and then you need to update your the APIs. You can, if you want to, you can group. If you don't want grouping, or if you don't want the versioning, you can leave this as well. After that, you need to add this one to get the Swagger UI. So the r.get slash swagger star any gin swagger wrap handler, and then swagger files dot handler. So once you have this, you will get the Swagger UI. So I'll show you the Swagger UI now. So this is the my web server. So localhost colon 8091. Let me check my server is started. My server is running here. So you can see the welcome to the sample program Swagger. That's the message printed from here. So welcome to the sample demo Golang. So I have updated the message. Let me restart the server. So I am starting the server now. So the server has started. It's listening on the port 8091. Let me access the server. You can see welcome to the sample demo with Golang. And in this URL path itself, you can access the Swagger. So this is my the Swagger API documentation for my project. Before that, I'll show you how the Swagger API documentation got generated. So if you look at the annotations that you added is the main project specific annotations at main before the main method, and then for each API method we need to add the annotations. So if you go to these methods are in the controller package. Um, so this is the controller package. In that we have the account.go. So we have three methods in it: the create, update, and then the delete account. So for these I have added the annotations. This is the create account or the create resource go doc. Summary is the create a account. Description creates the resource or the account directory. So resource is basically my accounts. So accounts, and then this is the param specific. So the param is the name. It's a path variable. The string required is true, and then the name. So this will get appeared on the Swagger UI. I'll show that, and then these are the written the success failure scenario. What are the things that needs to be written? So for simplicity, I have written the string object. So the string success, and in case of failures, I just returning the string failure, and this is the path of this method. So it is in the slash account and then the create. This is the post method. So similarly, I have added for the update, and then I have added for the delete. So these are the three methods, and once these annotations are added, what you need to do is you need to generate you need to run the swag init. So I am in the source code of the my Golang project, and so I need to run the swag init. Uh, so this is my swag command, and I am calling the init. So if you have the main.go, you can say swag.init. If you have the file which is in different location or the different name, you can use -g, and then you can give path to that main file where the main method is present. So I am running swag init. So it has run this completed the swag init. It has generated the docs. So if you look at we have the docs folder that got generated. So let me remove and try again. rm-rf docs. So the docs file directory got removed. You can see there is no doc directory. Again I am running the swag init. So it has generated the docs folder. Inside docs folder we have the swagger.json and the swagger.yaml. So you can check, we have the swagger.go file, swagger.json, and then the swagger.yaml. So these the JSON and the YAML, which contains the specification, basically our API related information. So using which it will generate the Swagger UI here. So I'll show that Swagger docs folder here. This is the one. You can check the swagger.json and the swagger.yaml. Both are similar. One is in JSON format, one is in the YAML format. So you can look at the paths. This is where the API starts. So slash account slash create, and this is of post, and then the description, parameters, and the responses, whatever the annotations that we added. So those are included here. So you can check the delete, you can check the update. So these are generated from the YAML. So now once we have the docs got generated, so we need to import we need to import the docs folder in the main.go. So this is the important step. So I have imported controller slash docs here. So this is my the main package. Let me show you the go.modules. So that my module controller. So that's the reason I need to say controller slash docs. So if you come here, you need to import like this. This is internally used by the Swagger to generate the Swagger documentation information and give it in the UI. So you can check that the generated APIs here. So let me start the server again. Go run. So my server has started. Now I am accessing it. So I am able to get it. So for example, if there is some problem with this docs import, then you will get the web server, but you don't get the API information. Let me show that. So my server has started. It seems it's already have this one, but yeah, the UI will generate, but you don't get the API's information. It will say the loading error. But in my case, I have run previously, so it might be showing again. Let me stop and start again. It has started. Yeah, you will get like this. Fail to load the API definitions, fetch error. But if you look at the UI got loaded, but the API information is not loaded. So you need to make sure this is got imported. So if you are getting that kind of error, that means you need to concentrate on importing the package properly. So maybe the previously it is not saved, that's the reason it got loaded the APIs. Let me start again. I have uncommented the import docs import, and I am running these. I am starting the server again. So my server has started. So these are the APIs that we added in the annotations, and this is the information which is coming from the main method annotations. So this is the main method. So you can see this is a demo server. You can see the description. This is a demo server. So we are getting that string from here. So you can look at the accounts, the post method, the create account method. This is the description for the method, the API create API description. These are the parameters, the parameter name, and it's required is true, so it is showing required here. This is the name. You can give the name here, and you can try out. So these are the responses. So I have added the basic responses, but you can extend this to add your actual error that you want to throw. So you can also add models, the DB tables, but I have not included that here. So you can try out these APIs here. So I am giving test, and then I'm just clicking execute. So this got executed. Let me, yeah, you can see creating account called for this one. The message is coming from here. So this is the create account, and this is coming from the this method. So this is the one.